From PSA Games. How are you? I hope you're doing good. Hope your life is going as planned. That's not how life always works now, isn't it? So the whole reason why I'm doing this video, besides that I'm going to be animating this attack called Meth Breath that an enemy uses in your game, is this is what happened to me on Twitter. Okay? So there I am, I'm just scrolling through Twitter, scrolling through tweets, and someone who is for choice, basically, in regards to Roe versus Wade, they were offended that that thing came into being, and that they were upset about it. I was like, okay, I feel you, I get it, you're upset. So I tried to reconcile with the person a little bit. And I basically told him, it's like, well, it's not all over for you. There's plenty of ways to get abortions, just like there's plenty of ways to get drugs. Most drugs aren't legal in most places. You can still get them, right? Same goes for abortions. I told her, the person, I'm not going to mention her name, that if you can't see that you're a weak pair of testicles, and maybe that's where I went wrong. I probably shouldn't have said that, but it's just, it comes with me. That is an illustration of the different. People think that pussies are weak, and that dicks are strong or something. I'm like, no, the opposite is true. Pussies are strong. Pussies are strong. Okay, follow what I'm saying? You came into this world because you were shoved through a fucking pussy. You're like a watermelon being shoved through a fucking hole that's like, I don't know, like maybe that big. You came to the world because of that. That's because women are built, designed, they're strong. They're strong and they push you out into this fucking world, okay? Does that make sense to you? And so my association is that testicles are weak. They are. Testicles fall for almost anything. If any pussy pays attention to a testicle, they fall for it, right? Like, oh, I'm into you. Oh, you're paying attention to me too? Oh my god. I want to make babies with you. I want to stick my thingy inside you, blah, blah, blah. I mean, God, what the fuck? Anyways, trust me, if you kick a man in the crotch, he's going to assume the fucking fetal position. He's going to be down there in the fucking corner. Down there. Down in that place. Over there. With his hands over his nutsack. And he's going to be crying and sucking his thumb like a little baby. He's incapacitated. And it's perfectly understandable because testicles aren't strong. They're not. And that's what I fucking said, basically. But in the format of a tweet. And guess what happened? I'm banned from Twitter for like a week. Really? Because I made a truthful observation and I shared that observation with you. Free speech is under attack, people. Don't let it happen. Anyways. So, something I should say. Maybe I should start working on this a little bit. My game's not about abortion or anything like that. It's not pro-life. It's not pro-choice. Actually, that whole thing doesn't even come into question. But once I got booted off Twitter, I started thinking really deep about something. And I come to the realization that, well, actually, my game, abortion is actually front and center. Because the main narrative or plot of the story is that, follow me? Don't run away. Don't be a coward. Don't be running away. Alright. The forefront of the story is that the rich ruling elite, who have come to realize that they don't need human beings to carry out their will anymore because they have automation, they made a decision to abort, in a sense, abort 90% of the human population. Like, most of you, we don't need any more. You're dead. Fuck you. Pretty much. Right? We know most of you, so in a way, my game does cover abortion, but it's like, at the same time, it's like, do you want me to address it in a more direct sense? Or do you like this indirect thing? I actually prefer the indirect thing myself, but whatever. Express your opinion in a comment below. For the love of fuck, do it. I'm not your enemy. I'm not your friend. I'm a being, and I exist in the realm with you. We can certainly come to something if we work with each other. That isn't what's going on with this Twitter thing, though. I have censored and been banned. And that only compels me to actually make abortion a frontmost fucking thing in my game. That's not what we're here to talk about. Alright. First off, let's copy and paste this fucker here. Alright. And so, personally, I'm pro-life, and that's because I understand the nature of choice. Do you understand the nature of choice? I can frame this for you if you'd like. If you're confused and you're... What are you talking about, Brandon? I can frame it for you. Well, this is the nature of choice. So let's say God or whatever puts a giant chocolate cake in front of you, right? Gigantic fucking cake. Oh my god, it looks so fucking delicious, doesn't it? It's like chocolate with shreds of chocolate, with coatings of chocolate and coconut, all that fucking good shit. It's on there. These things like this big around. Holy fuck. You want to eat that thing. You're like, oh man, I gotta at least have a slice of that. So you gotta make a choice, right? Here's the nature of choice. You gotta make a choice. Do I eat the cake or do I not eat the cake? Right? So let's say you decide, hey, I'm going to go ahead and fucking eat the cake. Right? You're eating the cake. Oh my god, it's so delicious, isn't it? It's like sex. I bring that up for an important reason. No, it's like sex. It's delicious. Fucking rocks your fucking world to get your fucking shit off. Right? It's delicious. You eat it. And you make another choice. You're like, I'm not satisfied. I have to eat more. So what do? You get another big slice of this fucking cake. And you keep eating the goddamn cake. Keep eating it and eating it and eating it and eating it and eating it. And then the hours later or the next day, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. Now it's stomach ache. Oh my god, my stomach feels bad. It's like, well, you chose to eat the entire cake. Don't whine because you are suffering from the repercussions of that decision. That's what choices are. You can choose between a good thing and a bad thing. That's what all choices equilaterally boil down to. Do I drink the entire bottle of vodka? Do I eat the entire cake? Do I have sex with this woman? Or if I'm a woman, do I have sex with this man? And whatever happens after, that's the sum of your choice. You have to face the repercussions of that choice, right? Are we in agreement here so far? Are we? I hope you're following me. I don't mean follow like on Twitter. I mean following the train of thought. If for some reason it's too complicated for you, I don't know. I don't even know what to say about that. Anyways, let's continue the mental exercise. So you eat the entire cake because you chose to do so. And you get this fucking shitty stomach problem and you feel like shit. Right? Now, do you blame the rest of the world for that? Or do you blame yourself and the choice that you made? Reason why I bring that up. Extremely important. Sex is no different. It is no different. If you choose to have sex with that Chad or that Tyrone, and you become impregnated with this kid, it's the same thing. You have to deal with the repercussions of that choice. You can't back out of it. I mean, the whole Roe versus Wade thing was like, we're going to give people the option to back out of their choices. But really? There's no way to train a species of human beings that live on this fucking planet. There's no way to do it. No, it is not. No, absolutely fucking not. No. The point of a choice is that you make it and you take with it whatever it provides you, whatever it provides you, whether it's good or bad, doesn't matter. Because you made the choice. You can stretch this further. You took a hit of acid and you're having a bad trip, you're having a bad time, you're like, oh my god, the carpet's just way too busy right now. I can't function, concentrate, or do any of that shit. Well, sorry, fuck you. You took the acid. You bought the ticket, you took the ride, and now that you're halfway through the ride, you're gonna sit there and say, I don't want the ride anymore. Really? Are you fucking stupid? Are you dumb? Apparently so. So that's the nature of choice itself. You choose before something happens. That's the nature of choice. If you choose to have sex with Chad or Tyrone, you are basically admitting to the universe that you are willing to have Chad's baby or Tyrone's fucking baby. You're admitting to that. But what these pro-abortion people are speculating or pushing forward is that you can make a choice. You can take the acid. But if it becomes a bad trip, you have a way out. No. It shouldn't have. That is not the way it should be. No, you make a choice. You should suffer with that choice. If I choose to drink a whole bottle of vodka like an idiot, I don't do that, by the way, suffer the consequences. If it causes you to fucking barf in the toilet, then barf in the fucking toilet. You can't back out of it. It's a choice. You chose that. You wanted it. You wanted it. Okay? Are we clear so far? Are we clear so far? I don't want to lose any of you. I just want to be a dad figure. Dad is the kind of guy, he comes along, he says, no, Junior, do not put the fork into the electrical outlet. You will fucking die. And that's what I'm doing here. Don't have sex with a guy, and guys don't have sex with girls if you don't have any intentions of having kids with them. Because you know what? Sex equals having babies, basically. Yes, you can have sex without that happening, but there's a good chance it will happen. And you have to be prepared for it, as I was. So let me tell you a little story about myself. I'm not going to get too much work done on this fucking thing right now. I'm too busy talking. So basically, I was with a band, and I was living in this house, and a lot of the band members live there, but there's other people who live there. We had like 12 or so people living under the same roof, and we were supposed to share rent and paying the bills and resources and all that shit, but it didn't exactly work out that way. And anyways, this girl became involved with that household and our band. She continued to promise. And she's, I'm going to pay up. I'm going to get a job. I'm going to pay up. I'm going to get you money for the bills and all that stuff, right? It didn't happen. It continued to not happen. Right? Follow me so far? And I'm sitting over here because I'm the one, all the bills are written in my name, so I'm the one who's ultimately responsible for paying these fucking things, right? And, she couldn't pay up. And she wasn't really contributing anything to the band, necessarily. She wasn't really. And I'm not the kind of guy, sex is okay, I love it, but I don't need it like all the time. Like some guys think they have to fuck a girl every single fucking weekend or something. I'm not that kind of guy. I have a left hand. You see that? I can jack myself off. It's wonderful. Did you know that? But in this situation was different because from my perspective, this girl owes me thousands of dollars. It's not paying up. So I get it in my head that, oh my God, if she can't pay up, then the very bare minimum, the lowest common denominator that she can do to provide me with some happiness or joy is to let me fuck her or whatever. And I eventually gave in to that urge. I had been building up for weeks and weeks and weeks. I gave into it, right? It wasn't the best of my life, you know. It really wasn't worth it. Okay? It is what it is. Alright? Anyway, so my band goes on tour, and like halfway through the tour, it was like a 3-month All-American tour, and then she calls me. Fuck. She calls me and she tells me, I think I'm pregnant with your kid, right? And I'm not the kind of guy to turn tail and run. If I'm faced with a challenge, I will fucking take on that challenge, okay? Just like with the game. That's a challenge. I'm taking it on. I'm not fucking scared. The only thing that scares me is I might die before it's done. That's the only thing that scares me with this situation. The only thing that scared me is that performing with the band wasn't making much money. I toured for 3 months. I made $700 for 3 months of work. Have you ever worked for 3 months and got $700? That's not even enough money to pay rent on a cramped apartment in the fucking middle of Portland. It isn't. It's not. It's not enough. So I had to reevaluate my life all of a sudden. I had to get responsible all of a sudden. And I'm looking at the situation like, hey, I might be the father of this kid. It's believable. I have to man up and become a man. So what did I do? I quit the band. I sold all of my equipment. I didn't want to part with my bass. I didn't want to fucking part with it. I didn't want to part with the acoustic bass. I didn't want to part with any of the shit that came from it. I did not. I did not want to give that stuff up. But I did it anyways. Why? Because I fucking care, for one. And for two, another person is now seemingly reliant on me. And I don't want to let that person down. Even though, she wasn't my dream girl or anything like that. No. She was just a girl who's willing to sleep with me. That's it. So I go through all the musings of it. I sell the equipment, and I get a bunch of money saved up. And the thought crossed my mind, it's like, hey, well, I need to make sure this kid is mine. Everyone else in my pool of people are 100% convinced that, yeah, this kid's yours, dude. You had sex with her. A bunch of people had sex with her, actually. So, lots of people. She was a whore. That's probably why I got lucky. So anyways, so I did all the things. I bought the DNA tests. I informed the girl that, hey, I know you live in Longview, Washington, which is like 80 miles away from where I was in Portland, Oregon. So that's like an 80 miles. And I didn't have a car. I didn't have money, really, too much. And my idea was, I'm going to hop on my bike. I'm going to ride my bicycle all the way to Longview because I'm that passionate about fucking finding out if I'm the kid's father or not. And if I am, I'm going to fucking man up. I will get a shitty job I hate if I have to in order to make that kid's life better. So he has a better life than me. Right? As soon as she caught wind I was doing that, she vanished. She poof, she's gone. She's not even woman enough to find out the truth. She just vanished because she didn't want to learn if the kid was mine or not, or if I was willing to contribute or not. She didn't want to know that. Apparently not, because she fucking vanished. She wasn't there. Right? Anyways. What the fuck's going on? I'm sorry. I'm not concentrating too much on this because we have to tell the story of why Brandon is pro-life. And why I shouldn't have been banned from Twitter. Alright. So anyway, to finish that story up, it took about a year, and I ended up being with another woman during that time. And she encouraged me to, find out the truth, which she didn't need to because I was already there, and I wanted to find the truth. I want to know if this kid is mine or not. And I saw pictures of the kid. He didn't look like mine. Though my mom would argue otherwise. This kid was obviously, he's red-haired. He had fiery red hair. He's cute as a button, by the way. And he had a wide nose. And I was thinking, it's like, well, who do I know who possesses those qualities? Who do I know? I'm like, well, wait a minute. Our other roommate in that same house where that girl lived with me and everyone else, the 12 people I mentioned before, and we had another roommate. I'm not going to mention his name, but he was a tall, half white, half black guy. He had a white, wide nose, and he had fucking shaggy ass, beautiful red hair or whatever. And so I'm seeing this kid, and my first thought was like, whoa, he's totally not mine. He's obviously his. And guess what? I found out that they did sleep together. They did. You know, they made relations, right? But still, I was determined to find the truth, and I was willing to fucking do the DNA test. So I finally convinced her to conform to that. And I went with her. We drove up to Longview and all that shit. And I swabbed the little boy's mouth with the fucking DNA test and shit. I submitted it. I did the right thing. I manned up. I did the right thing. I manned up. I did the right thing. I manned up. I fucking swabbed the kid's fucking mouth, right? And I put that shit in the fucking little container they gave me to send it to the fucking authorities on this shit. I mailed it to them. And like a month or two later, I don't remember the exact time, it doesn't matter. I was still with the other woman at this time. And I finally got the phone call, and I was told, that's not your kid. I'm like, that's what I thought. I didn't think he was my kid from the very beginning. I didn't think that kid was mine ever, but the rest of the world, including my fucking mom, fuck you, Mom, but this kid was mine. She was like, that looks just like you when you're a baby. We all look the fucking same when we're babies, you ding-dong. Fucking moron, Jesus Christ. All that fucking pressure for nothing. I endured a whole bunch of stress, loss of financial status, my dreams of being in a band at the time because that was my dream. I gave up all of that to find out this motherfucking kid wasn't mine. He was not mine. He was not mine. Are you following me so far? You better be. I'm making it as painfully clear as I can possibly, and emphasis on the word painfully. I experienced a lot of fucking pain for that fucking shit, okay? So that fucking, the girl in question, she's the most socially irresponsible fucking corrupted experiment that has ever existed. She has no business to sleep with anyone. Nonetheless, me. That's what fucking happened, okay? So why do I bring this up? I'm looking at my notes. Usually I do this shit unscripted, but in this situation I thought I'd jot down some notes, so. Okay. So let's put all that aside for a minute. So ladies, I understand you're upset. The whole Roe versus Wade thing was turned over, and now it's like, I don't know the ins and outs of it fully, but basically what this thing's saying is that you're not supposed to get the abortions anymore. Personally, I'm fine with it. But if you are not fine with it, hear me out. Hear me out. Marijuana is illegal, right? It's illegal. You're not supposed to, in most states at least 30 or so states, marijuana is still illegal. You can't buy it legally. You can't use it legally, right? Doesn't stop anyone from using it. And just because your precious abortions are now illegal doesn't mean you can't still get an abortion. You still have the right to choice, and this is historically fucking true. Take the time machine back to like ancient Egypt or China or wherever fucking part of the world it is. Women are smart. They can sense if the environment they're going to bring their kid into is conducive to their development or not. At least most women are, it seems to me. Right? So if you're living in ancient times and your dude's telling you, hey, we have a drought, our rice isn't looking so good, we're going to be suffering, we're not going to eat the amount of rice we're used to eating or some shit, right? Then the girl picks up on that. It's like, oh, I'm pregnant with your kid. Holy shit. We can't bring a kid into this world. There's not enough resources to sustain that kid, right? Nothing really wrong with you going down to the fucking riverbank, spitting the kid out onto the fucking riverbank, cutting the umbilical cord and tossing that fucker in the river. Because you know what? That is a historic fact. Women in China, in BC times, if that was the case, where there's not enough resources to support their kid, that's what they would do. They would give birth to the kid, painfully so. Yeah, I get it. It's painful. I'm sorry. I'm sorry you have to endure that pain. And they just toss the kid in the river. Drown the fucker right off the bat. You're in this world? Fuck you, Joey. Here you go, Joey. I'm going to toss you in the fucking river. I want you to ask yourself a question. Does that sound like a good idea? Did Joey want that? Did Joey ask for that? Or was Joey actually willing to contend with the fucking challenges before him? Maybe Joey didn't give 10 shits about there might not be enough food around because I'm fucking Joey. I don't give a flying fuck. I want to live. I want to experience shit. You ever thought about that, ladies? That's not even the end. That's not even the end of it. No, no. Oh, God, no. We're not done yet here, people. I feel compelled to fucking continue working on my fucking game. At the same time, I feel compelled to defend myself because we live in snowflake society for some fucking reason. You ever thought about turning off the TV and stop paying attention to the mainstream media? Does that thought ever occur to you? No? Then you have no reason to complain. You're being influenced and brainwashed to accept certain schools of thought. I'm sorry to say that, but it is true. Or maybe eschew those schools of thought. Grow your own brain. Make your own decisions and don't just follow whatever the fucking mainstream's doing, right? So what we got going here? Okay. Like I said before, ladies, you've always had choice. Even before Roe versus Wade, you had choice. You had a choice in that if you wanted to have a kid or not. It might have been a little more difficult because maybe there wasn't some magical clinic down the street where you could just go to. It's like, I don't want to have this kid. And then Dr. Dumbass is like, okay, I'll pull it up for you. Or I'll give you these pills that kill the kid or some shit, right? No, you've always had a choice, but the problem is, with choice, you choose before something happens, right? Choice comes first before the after effects. Are you following me on this? If you choose to jump off of a cliff, you have no right to complain or bitch. If you hit the fucking ground at fucking 90 miles an hour and your body splats and you die, no, you have no right to complain about it. You chose to jump off the cliff. You chose to die, right? Are you following me so far? Just like with the cake I mentioned earlier, you chose to eat the cake, you got the stomach cake, right? It's in the same ballpark. No, choice is the first thing that happens. Ladies, I want you to take this into consideration. If you choose to sleep with Chad or Tyrone, whatever fucking muscly fucking dude you're fucking attracted to, you're technically making a choice of I'm okay with receiving your seed and therefore I am agreeing to having your kid. That's what sex is. Yeah, it is an unspoken contract that nobody ever talks about. I'm talking about it. I'm talking about it right now. You are contracting that, guys. Like, if you feed my uterus and my egg with your sperm, I'm willing to have that kid. Technically, that's what you're contracting into. But people have in their heads these days, because they're socially irresponsible. Maybe you, the viewer, maybe you are socially irresponsible. I'm not here to judge anyone. Maybe that's your situation. And maybe you think that, I want to sleep with Chad. And then he gets you pregnant. And you decide, I don't want to have Chad's kid. Because abortion was previously legal. And you thought, okay, I can be socially responsible. I don't have to take responsibility for my choices. I can just pay money, get the abortion. Everything's going to be fucking fine, right? No, that's not the nature. The basic inherent nature of choice. No, choices are permanent. If you choose to sleep on a bed of nails, don't bitch. If you got 9 million fucking holes poked into your fucking back and sides because you slept on a bed of nails. No, you can't back out of that choice. You can't. You can't back, like, you choose to do meth all the time. You lose all this weight and lose all your teeth. You have no right to complain or bitch. You made that. You knew what the consequences were, but you still made that choice, right? You following me so far? Please tell me you're following me, because I'm not talking about anything that's esoteric at all. I'm not talking about hidden shit. I'm not talking about the occult. I'm talking about shit that is easily observable in our fucking realm. You make a choice, you live and suffer with it. If you make a bad choice, suffer with it, because you made the choice. You chose to sleep with Chad or Tyrone. You got impregnated. Live with that choice. Okay? Choice occurs before, not after. Did you know that? Did you fucking know that? Wow. Unbelievable, huh? I know, it's extremely complex concept now, isn't it? To make a choice beforehand? No, it's not. It's just the nature of choice. If you eat a poisonous mushroom, you eat it because you're starving or something, you die, then fuck you, dude. Fuck you. Don't blame the rest of the world. Don't ask for retroactive fucking actions or anything. No, you fucked up. You made a mistake. Live with it. I have to live with all of my mistakes. Did you know that? I live with my mistakes. I accept them. I accept them as a part of my fucking existence here. And you should too. You lady, pro-abortion lady, no, that's how it is. You make a choice, live with it. If you don't want to have Chad's kids, or you don't want to have Tyrone's kids, then don't fucking sleep with them. It's that fucking simple. Don't sleep with people you don't want to have kids with. And you know what, that girl I mentioned before, I wasn't that into her. I literally had sex with her because she owed me a shit ton of money. But I was still willing to man up and accept the responsibility of that fucking kid's life. Under this pretense, I thought the kid might actually be mine, because I had unprotected sex with the girl. And I was slightly inebriated when I had sex with her, yes, so good chance I might have sprayed some sperm inside of her fucking being, right? I was willing to man up for that. And that's what I'm asking women to do. Man up or woman up. Doesn't matter. You make a choice, live with it. Don't sleep with Chad if you don't want to have Chad's motherfucking children. It is that fucking simple. Sex isn't even that important. People are like, I'm a fucking god, dude. Sex isn't even that great. It's okay. It sure feels good. When you have an orgasm inside of another human being, man, it's super fucking good. But if you choose to do that, if that's what you want in life, you have to accept the ramifications of that choice. You understand me? Oh my god. So I talked about the choice comes first, people. You can't choose to jump off of the cliff and then fall halfway down and be like, no, I don't like this. I don't want to jump off the cliff. You can't reverse that. That same school of thought applies to you and your sex and your capacity to become impregnated. Okay, ladies? I'm sorry to say that I hate to be everyone's dad. I find myself in that position, like, literally all the fucking time. But you can't. You can't do that. If you become impregnated, deal with it. Don't want to become impregnated, don't have sex. It is that simple. Or use a condom, I guess, but I've heard plenty of certain circumstances where a guy and a woman gets together, they want to have sex, but they don't want to assume the responsibility of the ramifications of it, so a condom is used. Alright, so guy fucks girl with condom, but girl wants to trap guy. Girl's like, I want that guy's kids. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to take the condom, I'm going to poke a little hole inside of it so the sperm can leak out. And then that guy gets trapped because he thought he made the right choice. But you, the girl, you fucked up. You fucking trapped the guy, and you wonder why he runs away? Because he thought he made the right fucking choice, you dumb idiot. Jesus fucking Christ. Why am I explaining this shit to people? And should I put this in my game? I'm real fucking close right now to putting this into my fucking game. Not that it would fit the narrative necessarily, because the lead male and lead female characters are already established. No, the lead male character is actually a he has the biggest fucking heart you might ever meet. Even though, he might come off as truthful, direct, and mean. And I'm sorry to say it. Yeah, the truth is a little direct. It's a little mean. It might hurt your feelings, and I think that's why people lie. Not that I fucking approve of it. I don't. I really don't approve of it. But that's the nature of truth. Truth is a thing we're scared of. We fear it. We're like, oh my God, you're telling me the truth? Oh, the truth is that the bankers run the world? Oh my God, don't tell me. I am afraid. No, stop being afraid. Stop being a goddamn fucking set of testicles. Be a pussy and be fucking tough, okay? Be tough! If you can't handle what I've said so far, don't be playing my fucking game. I want to hear your stupid little comments on my games like, hey, Brandon Chester's such a bad guy. He made fun of this or some shit. No, don't waste your fucking time. I'm going to make what I make because what I make is the fucking truth. If you can't handle the truth, that is your goddamn motherfucking problem. Live and deal with it as I have to live and deal with my own fucking problems. There's no way out for you people. There is no way out. You're here. You exist in this stupid fucking condensed fucking dense-ass dimension. Live with it. If you want to leave, bam, there you go. Gone. You're out of our hair. More power to you if you do that. I'd be happy if all the idiots of the world were just gone. So we don't have to deal with you anymore. I'm not an idiot. I'm smart. I want to promote intelligence and compassion. You're a girl, you fuck a guy, become impregnated, bring the guy's child into the world. Even if you don't want the child, maybe the guy does. And I've been down that road before. I've been down that motherfucking road before. I have. I'm not going to mention the name, but hello, school teacher. So I met you in Kansas City. You came out to me as a mom type character. So you earned my trust. I thought, I get this girl impregnated. She's going to care about the kid. Why? Because she told me she wanted to be a school teacher. Why did she want to be a school teacher? She loved children. That's what she told me anyways. Quote unquote, I love children, Brandon. Right? So I didn't think too much of the fact that I was having sex with the girl without a condom. So I thought, if I impregnate her, she's going to bring the child into the world, and the two of us are actually in a good position to make sure that child's life is not a complete fucking wreck. I had a good paying job. I had a job, I actually loved the job. I loved it. I didn't always look forward to going to it every day because, yeah, some days are boring. You don't always get what you want. Alright? But it paid good. And it was an interesting enough job to keep me there. I wasn't, like, the thought of quitting never even crossed my mind. Did you know that? Security officer, Union Station, Kansas City. The thought of quitting that job never occurred to me because I felt I was getting paid enough and I enjoyed the job enough because it wasn't like doing the same thing every single fucking day like most jobs are. So she becomes pregnant with my kid. She doesn't tell me off the bat. And instead of doing that, she goes to another guy, and this other guy was also going to school to become a school teacher. He was married. He had a wife and kids. Apparently it was an unhappy marriage, I guess. Gee, imagine that, right? And she talked him into paying to abort my kid. And how do you think I felt about that? I didn't even find out about it until like 6 months later. 6 months later, she finally confessed to me what really fucking happened. My eyes tore up. I was like, dude, you could have given birth to the child. I know it's painful. And unfortunately, that's a human condition. You can't change that. We're all humans here. We're all spirits driving meat machines, and we're subject to the meat machine we're assigned to. I'm sorry. If that fucking disturbs you, don't play my game. That's what my game's all about. It's all about the spirit journey. She could have given birth to the kid. I would have raised the kid single-handedly. And I would have done my best to keep the job that I had because it paid well enough. I could have, back then, I could actually afford a child. I could have. Now I can't. I work for more than minimum wage, and it's not near enough to even cover my own personal expenses. I can't go out and get my own apartment right now. I have to live with my mom. I have to fucking live with my mom, dude. Chick, dude, I don't care. I have to live with my mom. I almost have no choice in the matter. I've explored the options. The only other option I have is I could pay $450 a month to live with 10 other dudes in a house that has like multiple bedrooms. I don't want to do that. I'm a creative type. I like peace and quiet, so I can fucking create. And there's no way that could possibly happen if I'm living in a house with 10 dudes who want to shoot up heroin, snort meth, drink themselves to death, and scream because some top 40 fucking radio song played or some shit like that. No, I can't do that. No, that is not in the fucking cards. Have I made myself clear? Do I really need to make my game about abortion in a more direct sense? I mean, it kind of is. It's about rich people who allowed poor people to breed to provide slaves for their corporations. And they come upon automation, like full-on automation, because automation's been around for at least 200 years, right? And they decide, we don't need these poor people anymore. We've been convincing them through the Bible and other fucking written words and propaganda to have as many kids as you can, because we need slaves. And now they change their mind. We don't need slaves anymore. We're going to kill off all the fucking poor people. That's what my game's kind of about. That's what it's about. You still here? You still with me? Are you happy or sad? I hope you're not either. I'm actually hoping you're thinking a little bit. That's what I want. I want you to start thinking. Don't take what the mainstream says. Don't accept that fucking bullshit. They will convince you that eating human beings is a good idea. And most people who watch TV and watch the news and shit and they're channel surfing, they're going to accept that. So they don't ever stop to think about anything. They don't. No. Don't flow that way. Be pro-life. You are the sum of your choices. If you make dumb choices, that's your bad. Live with your choices, as I have to make. I have to do that. I made a choice to say something pro-life on someone's comment on Twitter, and I've been banned from Twitter for a week, and I have to live with that. Even though I don't approve of it, that's obviously against free speech. But I still have to live with it. You see me out there attacking people for that? No, you don't. Rather, I'm just trying to make things painfully clear for everyone. The nature of choice, that's the point of this video, the nature of choice, and that is a huge theme in my game. Whatever you choose in my game will give you the ending that you get. If you don't like the ending, fuck you, dude. Fuck you. Okay? You made those choices. Those choices are the sum of you. You made those choices. You don't like the ending? You're bad, not mine. I based all of my choices and the results of those choices in my game based as many realistic factors as I possibly could. Did you know that? Did you know that? Don't be mad. Be mad at yourself. I get this whole school of... There's this thing that's happening in our world right now where a truthful, loving, caring messenger simply arrives and they tell humanity, here, this is what I observed. Here's the truth. I'm telling it to you. What does humanity do? They freak out and like, I gotta block you. I don't want this truth. Oh, fuck you. If you don't want the truth, fling yourself off of a cliff. You're not paying humanity any service at all. You are not. You're the lowest form of living that could possibly fucking exist. Fuck you. Alright, what else? Are there any other points to make here? Oh, okay, well. Hope this video is acceptable. Hope you've been following me to this point. And I hope you're not too mad. And if you are, be mad at yourself, because I'm just the person who's delivering my observation. Don't be mad at me for making the observation. Be mad at yourself for not liking what I have observed so far. Alright? So I gotta do one more thing. This whole Twitter censorship thing. I've been banned off of Twitter a couple of times before. All I did was tell the simple truth. And that was before Elon was around. And that's also after Elon has come into acquisition of Twitter itself. I don't approve of that. It's like, dude, you aren't rich enough, really? You really aren't rich. Elon, you're not rich enough? Dude, you could live 5 million lifetimes easily. Not work a day of your life, and you would still have money to afford your lifestyle, buddy. Right? You do. You have that capacity. But it's not good enough for you, apparently, because you seek to acquire more. Now, why not me? I'm poor. I've helped plenty of people. I'm not going to mention names, but a good friend of mine on Twitter, she shared, I think it was their aunt, maybe. Her aunt was like, me and my friend have been separated for a long time. I'm on the verge of dying, basically. And I just want to see her one last time before I die. And she shared that. And I saw that. I'm like, hey, I can relate and respect to that. I would be happy if people help support me to see some of my old friends if that same situation came into play. So I'm going to donate $20 to the cause. And to me, a $20 donation is a fairly good one. And I do that in spite of the fact that I'm poor. I don't really have that much energy to give to other people. I really should follow Aunt Sabaya's advice and focus on myself and stop helping other people and use that energy to help myself instead, because I'm in poor health. But I don't do that. I'm poor. I volunteer to help people out of the love of people, because I had a near-death experience where I was told to love people. I received instruction from the thing up the top of the pyramid, the God that a lot of you deny, but trust me, that God is there. He does love you. So here we go. Elon, are you watching this? Are you paying any attention? Or in your little zombie I'm a billionaire mode? Please tell me you're awake right now and that you're paying attention to what I have to say. I'll make you a deal, buddy. There you go. Even though I don't approve of anything you're doing, I'm still willing to make this deal with you. So I have several paintings. They're in storage in Kansas City right now. If I call my friend up and I told him, hey, Elon bought this painting, put it inside of a protective package, mail it to him, I will compensate you and maybe give you more money than that. What I want you to do, Elon, in light of this censorship that you must apparently approve of because you own Twitter now, pick one of the paintings and I'll send you a link. I will send you a link, dude. Here's a set of paintings. There's like 30 or so paintings in question here. You pick the one you identify with the most. You buy it for a large sum of money. It doesn't have to be super, and I'm not asking for like 40 million or anything like that. No, it's like $500,000, $1 million or 2 million, whatever it is. Monies to help me finish my project before I die. So I want my project to be a tool to help humanity. And I don't know if that is on your agenda. I don't even know you really. I don't even know if you're actually trying to help people or not. You say we want to go to Mars and shit like that. It's like, okay, well that helps the people I can count on my hand who actually want to go to Mars or something. But you buy a painting and reward me in a way to where I don't have to go to my fucking job anymore. And I'll do something for you. I won't make fun of you. I won't put you in my game. And I'll back off on all this, I'm standing up for pro-life or pro-abortion thing or whatever. I'll stop. All I have to do is buy one of my paintings for a generous price. That's all, dude. That's all I want. And why? Because I went to art school. My art professor loved my work. She thought that if I kept doing what I was doing, I was going to become this rich, famous, well-known artist. And she encouraged me. She pushed me forward. It's like, you're on the right track, Brandon. Keep doing what you're doing. You're exploring these realms that none of us ever could think of exploring. You know what happened? None of that happened. I spend $60 on a canvas and I paint on it. That's basically $100. So I spend $100 to create one thing. People offer me $40. Dude, I love it. I'm gonna give you $40. Like, it cost me more than twice than that to fucking make it, dude. But you're in a position where you can help other people. You, Eli, you can help people. So what I want you to do, because you're so rich and all that stuff, and this applies to Bill Gates and Steve Jobs and all those other, Bezos, all of you people, you have lots of money. Pick people out from the population who are creating things that are good for all of humanity. Give them some money to where they don't have to work a job anymore, and allow those people to continue to create. Please do that. I don't want you to die and wind up in this stupid sick dimension again. I'd rather you pass away and you get to go to a higher dimension. The beings on that higher dimension are like, hey, you did everything right. Welcome to the club. You're a part of an even more special club now. You get to stay here forever if you want. We're going to grant you that. That's what I'd rather see for you, Mr. Musk. Alright. Sorry I didn't get too much done with this battle animation, but I felt like I needed to rant and rave about the nature of choice, the nature of life, and what rich people should be doing with their money rather than being completely selfish. Just a thought. I'm just throwing it out there. Please do not tempt me to make abortion itself some centerfold piece of my fucking game, okay? I don't want to do that. I don't want to redesign this whole fucking thing. I think the game's fine the way it is. I just need to finish all the battle animations, do the graphics for the final boss, put all that shit together, polish it to a fine shine, and release it to people. I don't want to be rich necessarily. I just want to make a living by doing this sort of thing. That's all I want. That's all I really fucking want. Is that really too much to ask for? That's basically, I just summed up the American dream. I summed it up. That's the American dream. You have a good idea, you can make a living off of it or become stinking fucking rich. That's all. And if that doesn't happen, I'm going to lose so much faith in the system that I'm going to make moves to bring the whole thing down to where all of us suffer. We will all suffer and slowly die if I don't get what I fucking want. Understand? So I've been told shit my whole life. I'm told how great I am. Right? Apparently I'm not that great because I have to wash dishes for a fucking living. Okay? Understand? You even know what understand means? That's the topic for another video, but hey, if you're still here and you're still listening, that means you are part of a very exclusive and special fucking club. Okay? You possess a power that is beyond comprehension. Keep that power and use that power wisely, okay? For the rest of you who got offended and you crawled under your fucking bed, got into the feeling, please let you suck in your thumb or whatever. Fuck you. Grow up. Grow fucking up. Assume responsibility for your choices and quit asking gay little Uncle Sam to fucking save your stupid ass when you make a stupid fucking decision, okay? Because I don't ask for that. I lived the decision. I slept with a woman I wasn't that much into. I was willing to take care of that fucking kid. I put a lot of energy and money into that shit, and then I found out the kid wasn't fucking mine. Alright? That is what I'm required to do. All of us are required to do that same type of thing, okay? And if you can't handle that, don't play my game, because my game tackles all that shit. All of it. Except for the abortion part, but if I can figure out a way to actually incorporate it to where it's relevant to the narrative, I might actually put it in there. Because it's a big deal to me. Life and love are big deals to me. I love life, and I love love. I don't want that shit taken away from me, and that's what the people at the top of the pyramid are trying to do. They're trying to take it away from us. They're trying to take your power to live and love away from you. You're letting it happen because you keep buying their stupid fucking products that fall apart all the time. Okay? I'm Brandon. BSA Games, that stands for Pot Smoking Alien Games. Thanks for tuning in. And I wish all of you, every single one of you, even Elon, I even wish that guy and Bill Gates have a good, prosperous life. But remember, if you're given a huge power all of a sudden, use it wisely. Use it for the benefit of your brother, not for the detrimental taking away from your brother, okay? Love you all. Peace.